Good morning, folks. How are you all doing? I am tired, but absolutely buzzing. We had a fantastic night's fishing. I mean, absolutely unbelievable. I mean, the kind of fishing the dreams are made of. At one point, I was looking around for Doctor Who because I thought he was after sticking us in his time machine and bringing us back to 2001. It was phenomenal. It really was. We fished the coast a bit. We were looking around. It looked promising. I got to a couple of marks on the ebbing tide. Really liked what I saw. There was some bird activity. The water was a nice colour, milky but not dirty in any way. So we had some casts. We made some casts. Unfortunately, Clive doesn't make these bad boys anymore. Clive Power from Waterford, a really accomplished angler. Clive, very, very, very good angler. Used to make these bad boys. I mean, they're basically like what used to be a bass bandit. It's kind of like a plastic jerkbait. I'm in love with them. They just handle so well, to be honest with you. But anyway, that's a topic for another day. What happened last night? So eventually we got to our mark. I made a first cast in with the 16 gram needle. This one here in solid white, rigged with the assist hooks, and bang, fish on, and this fish took off, made a blistering run. I landed the fish, took a little picture because it was by myself. Charles was still at the Jeep getting the gear ready or whatever, and so he comes down and I'm like, I had a fish, so I get particularly ridiculously overexcited, like, the fish are here, the fish are here. And he's like, oh, very good. And he just doesn't get too worked up about anything, our Charles. So then we went through a dull patch because the tide had stopped running, and it was like, oh, are they going to show again? And then as the tide turned around, tink, tink, boom, gone again. And it stayed that way for 2 hours, just landing absolutely quality fish. Nothing in the 70 centimeter range, but lots of mid 60s. And I mean lots, like lots of fish. Really, really, I was absolutely bet. I was fishing with this rod here. You're not going to be able to see very much of it, right? I was fishing with this, which is the favorite Black Swan. It's rated from, oh God, I'm going to need my ridiculous granny glasses, make a total show of myself on the internet. The Black Swan is rated to 24 grams, I think. I can't actually see it. It's not enough light here this morning. I'm not going to go and get my good glasses and start this video all over again. I don't have that kind of time today. But literally, I was just, that's what we've been waiting for. I knew it would fire. It has fired. I know some other anglers had some super fishing yesterday on the top water. So we're going to go smash the top water today. And we're going back on the needles again tonight. So I want to talk to you a bit about needle fishing. I want how to fish these guys and why I fish them and why I think they're so successful. Right, so well, the first thing you're going to need is a selection of needles, and that very much depends upon what kind of ground you're fishing, how fast the current is, what kind of rod you've got, all the rest of it, right? But I like solid colors. I don't do anything too fancy, right? I've got solid white. I've got black and white. This is one of my all-time favorites too. I've got solid pink. Right. Now this is just the box I'm using at the minute. I've got hundreds of these things. I've got pink and white. Okay, I really like that in the daytime. particularly if I'm trying to down the current. We'll get back to that. And we've got the traditional blue and white. I've absolutely hammered fish in big waves. You see them come up, right? So the lure swims on the surface of the water. Next thing you just see this, and the thing busts up and you, boom, oh my God. Awesome, awesome. So easy to control. So what are you doing? Okay, so you're on the beach or you're on your reef or whatever, and the tide is either running from right to left or from left to right, depending on whether it's ebbing or flooding, right? So, cast the lure up the tide and get back in touch with it. Keep a nice U in the line. Keep the rod reasonably high, okay? So you just, fly anglers will know exactly what I'm talking about. You just stay in touch with that lure, right? The speed of your retrieve matches the speed of the drift of the lure. So you can't see that. So the lure just drifting along in the current like so, right? And it covers that whole piece of ground. Why do that? Because it looks incredibly natural, right? If you ever look at sand eel in the water when they're not disturbed, right, they're doing very little. They're just, that's it. They're not like, whoa, skipping around and jumping around the place or going bananas. No, they're not, right? The other theory I have is if you've been on a beach late at night, you're a beach fisherman like me, you'll see the V's the sand eel make when they escape, when you spook them, right? They zoom, fly off in a straight line. Their little tail beating like hell, right? And there's a V. Watch a needle coming back. It has that very same V. Tiny little V of water, right? Now, what was really interesting about last night was I don't know how many fish I'd had and Charles hadn't had a touch. So there was something going on, right? I eventually got him to change to solid white. He wants to fish the lures he wants to fish. So he changed to solid white. That made no difference. So he went up to the Jeep. He got a rod that had 14-pound fluorocarbon because that's what I'm fishing, and straight away he had a take, right? He then had some offers to the black needle and more offers on the white needle. So really the important thing last night was the thickness of the fluorocarbon. It made a huge difference. So I think that's important, right? That's a lesson to be learned, right? Like if you're fishing reasonably snag-free ground, you've no need to be fishing 20-pound fluorocarbon. I've never landed a 20-pound bass, right? The max you need to go to is 15. In fact, go lighter if you can, right? A lot of it will be dictated by the lures. What's more is, I'm fishing a 2,500 size Shimano Vanford, right? Why do I fish Shimano reels? Well, because they handle braid particularly well, right? That there is the silicone PE, or is that the name of it? It's available in Southside, and John and Wolford is getting it in as well. That's 18 pound. I like to go down to 16 pound. It increases my distance, it's lower diameter, I have better control. I'm totally impressed with the rod. I mean, the rod just performed exceptionally well. Like, it gave you plenty of fight, but lots of backbone, plenty of power. I mean, there were chunky 65s that, you know, when they were hooked, they got angry. Oh, that's the chief financial officer. He's not too happy this morning. Arthur, come and say hello. Baby, you come over. Here he is. Come here. Come meet our friends on the internet. No, under the table. Okay, well, he's had his chicken and he's going to have his walk now, so he'll be happy then. I think he's missed because he didn't get to go fishing last night. But I can't bring him to the open beach, it's too much. So that's it. That's how to make a start on fishing the needles, right? I also fish them at a range of depths. I fish a range of weights and I fish a range of colours. Because bass are fussy and tricky and they get set on different things at different times. I don't know why. I haven't figured it out. I couldn't tell you why it is one night they want a white lure and another night they want a pink lure. I just couldn't tell you, right? Uh, I can't tell you why it is. Sometimes they want it on the top, right, fished quite quickly, and other times you've got to literally just swim it like just like along the bottom, and then boom, you'll just get that one pluck. Or why it is, when they're switched on, you get like absolute thumps. You'd almost do well not to hook the fish. Like you'd have to try hard not to hook them. Again, I have to say, the assist system that you can see here performed exceptionally well last night. I had loads of fish on this middle hook, right? So bass, when they attack, are clearly going for the head of the prey, right? And that's the one that's catching them. And the thing about it is actually doing them very little damage as well. It's really nice. You can unhook them and get them back in the water really quickly, and they're in great shape. We harmed no fish last night, thank God. The day before, unfortunately, a fish died, but it went to a neighbour who really appreciated it, and so the fish did not go to waste. So that's it. What a night's fishing. Hopefully it continues, right? The weather is going to stay settled. We're going to stick at it. We're going to keep going. We're going to give it a good old lash today.